Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing smashingly well. For today's valued viewer request, we've got new from James. And James says, there is a video showing an F-16 ingesting a bird on takeoff. Eek. Given the F-16 glides like a brick, the pilot tried to turn back but ended up ejecting as it became clear they were not going to make it. Probably would even bother turning back in that plane. Can you recreate this to see without the fear of death? Can you make it back to the runway, make a forced landing in the field? Yeah, I mean, as long as we've got some information about the height, the altitude and stuff, then we can more or less reenact it. So let's go here. Let's give it a watch. Full screen, new valued viewers live. Sweet, another terribly blurry HUD footage. What a surprise. Let me guess, it's from like 2020 as well. And they're still using friggin' tapes. Unbelievable. Oh, in the face. So just taken off, just got to the threshold. 233 knots I saw. Boom, boom. Boom.
T6NL. T6NL.
T6NL. T6NL.
Okay. Around the horn, restart.
Restart the engine.
Gear not down.
Just gonna try to get a relay going. Okay.
Gear is not down.
Alright, gonna fly the plane. Okay. Okay, engine stop.
The VSI go down.
Stop. Okay, you cool? Let's see the engine.
T6NL.
Okay, you ready to go? I'm ready. Okay. And Viking 2, we're ejected to the north. We have an engine failure. Okay, prepare to abandon aircraft. Eject. Viking 2, copy your brake out to the north.
Punched out. Boom! Nice. So F-16 crash. Well, the first things that gave us a bit of a quandary is like, that is not an F-16 HUD, is it, RC? I suppose it.
No.
I mean, it's similar as in that it's got the airspeed there and the altitude there, and a horizon line and a pitch ladder and a velocity vector. But otherwise, there's nothing actually on here that's from the F-16. The other thing is that it's got an English Betty. Did you notice the English Betty, RC?
I did.
T6NL. Your gear, sir, is not down. So we had a little look, and of course we found out that this footage is from a Hawk, T1, I believe, trainer, which is an awesome plane, by the way. Not from an F-16. The other thing that gave it away that just didn't seem right, if we look here, so he started to make a right turn.
Right going. Okay. Get her from the front.
And he's down to 124 knots in a kind of 45-degree right bank. Well, there's no F-16 in the world that could do that. It would just drop out of the sky like a stone. It just hasn't got the wing loading. It just does. You couldn't. Now, a T1 Hawk is certainly no glider, but a T1 Hawk can just about turn at 124 knots.
Alright, can I fly the plane?
Hence why it doesn't just fall out of the sky.
Okay.
And you've already seen that. They escape, which is great. So what we've got here is a two-man trainer and some external pictures of a F-16. Let's have a read through. Canadian Forces Base Moose Jaw, cool name, is the home of the Canadian Snowbirds aerobatic team, which interestingly had a crash this year. I think it was this year. And all pilot training conducted by the Canadian Air Forces. Also headquartered at Moose Jaw is NATO Flight Training Canada program, flying both the CT-156 Harvard 2 and the CT-155 Hawk jet. The instructor had just taken control as the aircraft approached the departure end of the runway 29R. A bird was observed just left of the nose. The Hawk and the crew flying at about 230 knots, which is what I saw, and 200 feet above the ground level when they sucked in the bird. Both crew members heard a thump, felt vibrations, and noted a change in engine pitch. This was followed immediately by audio and caption engine warnings and high engine temperature indication. I wonder why it got a high engine temperature. I would have thought it would be the opposite, if anything, you know.
Because if you destroy your blades, you have nothing, no air being sucked in, and your engine is just gonna, your engine temps are gonna max.
Their one and only engine flamed out almost immediately. It's the only problem with having a training plane with one engine. But the plane's inertia was the only factor keeping the $25 million aircraft aloft. That's a lot of money for a T1, or the Canadian version of it. Remember your training. Hutt immediately took control and traded airspeed for altitude, so he went up, got slower and went up, confirmed that the engine temperatures remained high, reduced throttle to idle, and told the student to prepare to abandon the aircraft. The aircraft reached a maximum altitude of approximately 3,000 feet mean sea level, 1,700 feet above the ground. When the aircraft descended through 3,000 mean sea level, the IP transmitted his intention to eject to Moose Jaw Tower. After confirming the student was ready, the IP ordered and initiated ejection. Both occupants cleared the aircraft and descended under parachutes, but for less than 30 seconds prior to landing. One crew member, the instructor, suffered severe damage to his spine. Oh, that's sad, isn't it? And a broken leg in the sequence. That's the thing about ejections. Rarely do they come off completely unscathed. The other student received minor injuries. The aircraft was completely destroyed when it crashed about 7 seconds later. I wonder if he was injured because it was so low when they ejected.
Probably.
Later in the farmer's field,
Probably the landing that hurt him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, obviously, yeah. But because he was so low, so he never really decelerated. Because remember, we did some tests about a week ago. The investigation focused on the wide range of issues. Well, it sucked a bird in. There's nothing it could have done. Why investigate it? The aspects about low speed. I'm not going to read it. It's just stupid. That it's not survivable in any way. Let me just check the original question. So James appears to be a hoggeter, and he appears to be trying to get some trouble. But that's fine. We appreciate everyone. Let's just see what there's a video. Ingesting a bird takeoff glides like a brick. Okay, he said that the pilot tried to turn back, but ended up ejecting as it became clear they were not going to make it. Do you really reckon he was trying to turn back, RC, or do you reckon he was trying to turn away from civilization?
I think he was trying to turn into an open area.
I would imagine so.
I think he knew he was going to have to eject, and he wanted to eject, point the plane in the direction of a field. Okay,
let's go through it piece by piece. Let's just so he hits the bird. The first thing he does is he lowers his airspeed by climbing. I've said that the wrong way around, really. He climbed, and as a consequence, he lowers his airspeed. I've got no problem with that. So he's got altitude to play with. Maybe it's going to give him some more time to look over the problem. Then he, after troubleshooting and then getting another T6 NL or whatever that problem was, he then turned away, and it looks to people like he's going to turn around and go for the runway, but I don't know any plane that could have made a 180 turn unless it's like literally a glider. Even if, I don't know, Artie, could even a glider do that from cruise speed, turn like that with only 1,700 feet in the bag? From almost stall speed, pretty much. I don't know any plane that could turn around like that. So I think probably he was turning away from any housing and just trying to put it down in a big area, and I reckon he knew that he was going to crash. And excellent flying from the guy, obviously complete professionalism. As you expect from a trainer, a guy who actually trains. That's all to say, really. So now let's go and try it. We're obviously going to fail. We'll do it in an F-16 and a Hawk, just for fun. We'll choose something else instead of a Hawk, but a training type plane. We'll see how dangerous this actually is. Stand by. Welcome back. We're going to start in the F-16 first. I've set it starting at exactly 230 knots. I know it doesn't show it in the HUD, but it will. At exactly 200 feet AGL, we're going to get a bird strike at, as soon as I unpause, basically, we're immediately going to get bird strike. We're going to lose the engine, and we're going to be exactly the same scenario. Now, I've had to change around. I've had to give us some loadout, the equal weight of the internal fuel of the plane, because I haven't put internal fuel in the plane. And we've done the same for the training plane, but that's just how I've had to do it. So it should work out roughly about how it would be in real life. Are you ready for me to have a go, RC?
Bingo! Bingo!
Oh, she's gone. I got up to 250, but it went. Okay.
Bingo!
EPU's kicked in. Now watch what happens to a real F-16 when it tries to turn. Done better than I thought I would. It's just gonna, you see, 230, and I am dropping out of the sky now. It's no longer really flying, is it?
It's all happening.
Altitude.
I'm just going to have to jump out now. Excuse my French. And broken spine. Boom. Right, you jump in whatever you want to. Jump in the F-16 and give it a go. See if you can think of any better way, any better thing to do in an F-16. It is basically a washing machine with wings. Right, off goes RC. So that is just about the weight of the internal weight of the fuel of the plane. If the plane had no stores on, we're assuming it'd be even worse if it had stores on.
Yeah, there's no
This
way.
is only going one way, RC. See if you can belly land it at least.
Rating altitude for airspeed.
See if you can belly land. You probably can't even belly land it. It's just going to go so fast. It's going to drop so fast. No, you're not. Get out, 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 get out. Wally.
Not gonna make it.
Right, now we're going to try a training plane. Again, we've put 4 bobs in it to simulate what would be a full fuel load. In fact, you can come and sit in the back, RC. Come and sit in the back. Exactly the same thing's going to happen. How's my T6NL looking?
T6 NL.
Yeah, I can see. It's dropping.
Gear down.
No, it was actually... Sir, you have not got your gear down. This is just as bad, RC. It's just... You just can't do it. You just can't do it. I don't know how he got so much height in that Hawk as well. I can't get up there without just stalling. I guess you don't know. He might have had no fuel, though. He might have made no fuel, whereas we're driving with full fuel, aren't we? Actually, we're doing all right here, RC.
Yeah.
Again, we're simulating a full fuel load with these bombs that we've got on. The real guy might have actually had an empty Hawk, which would actually make it a lot easier. There was nothing in there about that, so you know, we've just had to assume. Look how much better glide ratio this is with the F-16. All you got to do is move the wings forward, make them straight, take a bit of weight off, and all of a sudden you've tripled the glide ratio. I reckon I'm going to do it, RC. I'm trading altitude for speed. Well, I'm not actually trading anything. I'm just trying to keep my speed by trading altitude. No, I'm not going to try and get my gear down because that is clearly not going to happen. Where's the runway? I thought that was the runway. Oh, there's a berm. There's a berm. Yes, super cap. Oh, I've got over it, RC. I've got over it. Dip a wing, dip a wing. Yes, rudder. Okay, just keep it, cap, keep it. Yeah! Super cap landed it. Right, you've got to have a go now. You'll let me in, won't you?
Didn't I?
Go on, RC, land it. Oh, look at RC turning like a fucking dogfighter.
Yeah, just seeing
Bless him.
what I can do with it. Stick shaker.
This thing glides so well. Oh, you're going to lose a wing, you're going to drop a wing if you keep that angle of attack up. 16 degrees angle of attack. Look at my head, I'm going nuts in the back. This is a classic example of how not to do it, valued viewers. What he's done is he's loaded the wings up with angle of attack. And the thing about that is, you can never recover from that. Unless you've got power, which we don't have, you're just going to crash. The difference I did, I flew mine like a glider and I kept like 3 degrees angle of attack.
You
and it
flew
just didn't
yours like you weren't supposed to.
What do you mean?
Trying to get back to the airfield with an engine failure.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Is there anything... I think that was good. That was good. Anything you want to add to that, Super RC?
Nope.
Hope you enjoyed that. See you later. Boom.
Oh.